Hey guys, Miss Hunter here, kicking off week 6 of virtual learning. This is May 3rd to May 10th, which means we only have about 3 more weeks of school, guys. We are almost at the end of 8th grade, if you can believe that. Which means in about 3 weeks, guys, you guys are going to be freshmen in high school, and it's going to be amazing. So to kick off this week, here's our meme. How dare you call me mentally unstable on this, the day of my cat's quinceanera. So yes, we have finally lost our minds here at the Hunter household. We are dressing our animals up. I'm actually getting a new puppy this week, and we are going to do a photo shoot. She has a pink tutu with sparkles, of course. So pictures to come in the near future, because I know you guys are just all dying to know about what's happening at my house. But how about you guys? Any silly quarantine activities that you've done with your family, or by yourself, making silly TikTok videos? I'd love to hear what's going on with you guys. Your mood paragraphs were great. It really showed me some insight into how things are going. So I would love to keep up with you guys and keep hearing how you guys are doing. So this week's learning target, I will rewrite a scene, changing the setting by changing the time, place, or social environment. So guys, we know what setting is. We've studied setting since elementary school. We've studied it this year in 8th grade. But just a quick review, and in case you need a more in-depth review, there is a video on here if you should need it. But setting is a time, the place, and the environment of a story. So time, guys, it could be morning, afternoon, night. It could be an exact time, 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The place can be anywhere. It could be your house, a boat, it could be a castle, it could be New York City, it could be on the moon. You could choose, or the story will tell you where the place is. That's going to play into what setting is. And finally, environment is the what's happening, the weather, the feel of what it feels like in that room. So if it's muggy and hot, or if it's rainy and cloudy, that's environment, guys. A setting impacts what happens in a story, and it also helps show you how characters are going to react, not to just one another, but how they react to where the story's taking place, so into the setting itself. So for you guys, this is where your assignment starts. You're going to pick one of these 4 stories, and you're only going to have to look at the excerpt from the story. So it's a very short paragraph. If you click over here on this link right here, guys, if you're not sure what book to pick, you can click on this link and it's going to take you to a short summary of the stories, and you can read over it to decide which one you want to work with. So next thing you're going to do after you've read through your excerpt is you're going to answer these 2 questions on the next slide to help you identify what setting is in that story. So the first question is, what is setting? And the second one is, how do I know? So you have to provide text evidence directly from your story. Now, if you hover over the stories themselves, you can click on it and it's going to actually open the excerpt up. You can read it, guys, or you can click on this link right here and it'll actually play a video and have it read to you. So you pick how you want to do it. But once you've read it, you're going to go back and you're going to answer the question, what is setting? And you're going to give me text evidence to prove you understand what the setting is. So the next step, guys, is where we're going to actually start rewriting the setting for whichever excerpt you chose. So this is just a fun way to go about doing this. So this is a spin wheel. So if you click on it here, it's actually going to take you to the random name picker or the spinny wheel. And on the spinny wheel, it gives you some different options for different settings you could use for your rewrite. So you can click on the spinny wheel, and let's see which one we get this time. So now the setting is going to change to the 1980s. So I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to go, okay, so my story that I picked is going to change and it's going to be set in the 1980s. So let's just pretend like I chose Twilight. So now instead of it taking place in the early 2000s, now it's going to change and it's going to have taken place in the 1980s, which means how the characters dress, what kind of cars they're driving, how they talk to each other, all of that's going to change because the setting has changed. So on the very next slide here, guys, this is where you're going to go back to your story one more time and you're going to fill in this part right here with the original setting, which you've already identified. In this box, you're going to write down your new setting, so whichever one you get. So for me, it would be the 1980s. Here, I'm going to rewrite the scene, and here, I'm going to explain what effect did changing the setting have on the characters. So again, the way they dress, the way they talk, all those things would have been impacted because the setting has changed. So on the next two slides, guys, these are just some examples to help you identify setting and then also show you what it will look like when you change the setting. So this is from the excerpt of The Hunger Games, and it's all the red arrows are showing you how they determined the setting, the time, the place, the social environment. So if you go through and you review that, that's going to help you determine setting. And then this last one, guys, this is the rewrite of The Hunger Games, and then the setting changed to Guy's Grocery Games. And the scene's been rewritten, and here's the explanation. So again, you only have 2 assignments due this week. You answer the 2 questions from slide 7, and then you do your scene rewrite for your choice excerpt from slide 11. Again, guys, you can share your assignment via Google Docs, you can email it directly to me, or you can turn it in on Moodle. Whatever works better for you is what I want you to do. I'm not going to read through the reminders again because you guys have already seen these a couple of times. Please be sure you're turning your work in though, guys, because they are going to get a numerical grade eventually, and if you're not turning your work in, it could impact your overall year grade and it could set you up to fail for the year. So please, please, please get your work turned in, guys. Here's our tutorial times. We would love to see you on Zooms this week, guys. If there's a better time for you for Zoom, please let me know. I'm happy to set up a different time to work with you guys. And if I can help with anything at all, other homework, if you're reaching out to a teacher and you're not hearing back from them, if you have a question about schedules, anything like that that I can help with, please don't hesitate to reach out. Guys, take care of yourselves, stay home and stay healthy, wash your hands, and if you need anything, please let me know.